special episode time. It's time for a special episode. It's the new special episode intro.
All right. All right. So we have, that's how it's starting. So
yeah, there we go.
We have we're here for our WrestleMania 41 predictions for night 1 and night 2. The OTS Project Championship is on the line once again, as I am undefeated. I won the championship at Rumble. I retained it at Elimination Chamber. It's time for Theo to finally finish his damn story and pull out the win and leave my house WrestleMania weekend with this championship. I am gonna laugh though if you leave night 1 with the championship and come back and then have to leave
I would love to have the shortest reign in the OTS Project Championship history. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. I wouldn't even be mad. Yeah. I'd be like, that's funny as fuck.
So the championship is on the line, as you can see.
You gotta do it like the graphic in where it just like whoosh.
Oh shit! I already put it down. But yeah. So our predictions for night 1, night 2, we're not including Stand and Deliver. We're only going with the main roster, actual WrestleMania matches. So I have the full list here. I do want to say though, if anything, I feel like this is the final list. But if anything, on Monday or Friday does get announced that is added to the card, obviously we can't cover it in here. So if anything does get announced, if there's another match or a change up or something like that, we'll just have to play it by ear, and we'll probably just say whatever's going on our X. So check out OTS Project on X or OTS Bridger, OTS Bebop. Follow us there for any updates if anything gets added or whatever. Because I do the day of the show, I do tweet out the official hour predictions so that people can see it. So yeah, if anything does change or gets added or swapped or whatever, we'll have to just cover that at that time. So we're going off of we're a week, literally Saturday, a week away from WrestleMania. So that's to anybody watching or listening or whatever, that's to kind of put you where we're at. But we did kind of get the full announcement of what is going to be on what day and whatnot. So yeah, we have night 1. I'm just going to start off here. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I've got full confidence. I feel like most people have full confidence in Jey Uso walking out with that World Heavyweight Championship. I'm pretty sure, that's Theo's pick as well. I think it's everybody's pick.
Yeah. It's everybody's pick.
Right. It just seems like that's what they're building to. It's what they've been building to. So yeah, that's easy. Both me and Theo are going to go with Jey Uso on that one. The World Tag Team Championships on the line. The War Raiders against the New Day. I'm going to say the War Raiders are going to win. They're going to retain the titles. I feel like this is somehow this is going to include Big E, and maybe he has an appearance. Maybe he has some sort of run-in or something like that. Hopefully. So I think if he does, he has an appearance, he distracts New Day or something like that, I think War Raiders are walking out still Tag Team Champions.
It seems like that's the route that's going. I'm still picking New Day, though.
Okay.
Just because I'm a big New Day fan. I want to see New Day get kind of back on top here. I feel like their storyline has been very much so bottom of the barrel these past few months. So even if that does happen, that'd still be pretty good. But regardless, I need them to have some sort of something to happen here to kind of get them back to the golden spot that they were at. At least that's the hope for me.
I would say I want New Day to win. Yeah, I would say I want New Day to win for the similar reasons you do. But I think logically I'm going to go War Raiders because I think that's more what's going to happen. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Fun little fact. This is the first non-title women's match on a WrestleMania card in like 20 years, which is actually kind of sad. But it's also kind of cool that we're getting to see this. So yeah, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I have full confidence. I don't want to say full confidence, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. But I think... I feel like Jade Cargill is gonna win, but I'm gonna go with Naomi. Naomi's gonna be my pick. I don't think this is the end of the feud. I feel like it's gonna continue on, maybe at Evolution 2 or at SummerSlam or something like that. But I think at the end of it, all this, Jade Cargill gets her win. But I think to start this kind of feud, I think Naomi's gonna get the first win.
I actually also have Naomi. I think originally I was gonna go Jade Cargill, but then I saw the video package that they just did with each other and really just kind of seeing how heel Naomi is playing out. And I'm like, I can fucking get behind this, man. This is some good shit that Naomi is playing out here. And so I'm kind of all support for Naomi over here. I think it is most expectant that Jade is going to win, but I want to back Naomi on this. I think it'd be amazing.
Yep. Same. Naomi's my pick. WB United States Championship match, LA Knight defending the title against Jacob Fatu. I'm going Jacob Fatu. That's my guy. He's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Top guy. Obviously, that's a future World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion in the making right there. I could see LA Knight leaving with the title. It's not too crazy to think of. He just got the title back and whatnot, so I could see him retaining the title, but I'm just going to go with Jacob Fatu. That's my guy.
Jacob Fatu has been so hot over this past year. He has been just on fire, explosive, doing a bunch of crazy shit in the ring. One of the more central figures going on in the realm of SmackDown, especially with the whole Bloodline storyline going on and whatnot. I was actually kind of expecting it to be him versus Solo at WrestleMania, but maybe they'll save that for a later time, or they probably will be saving that for a later time. But I would definitely like to see Jacob Fatu walking out here with the United States Championship. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like LA Knight has kind of been drifting off a little bit in terms of like popularity and just general interest, whereas Jacob Fatu is just continuously rising in popularity.
Yeah.
So I think it's the most logical move to kind of get the United States Championship on him.
Yeah, for sure. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I'm going Rey Mysterio. I just don't see it. I just don't see Chad Gable winning this. If it was normal, Chad Gable maybe, but in this goofy ass gimmick, I don't see him beating Rey Mysterio, especially not at WrestleMania.
I don't see Chad Gable winning this match just because Chad Gable's not in the match. It's El Grande Americano, so I'm going with El Grande Americano. He's one of the greatest luchadors of all time. I know Rey Mysterio is just generally known as the greatest luchador of all time, and that I'm not disputing that because that is just facts. But I think El Grande Americano is finally gonna show off what he's capable of doing here, and I'm very excited to see his performance. I think it's gonna be a great match regardless.
Yeah. WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton defending against Charlotte Flair. I'm not gonna lie, I'm changing my pick right now. I had Tiffany Stratton winning. I'm gonna switch it to Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair's winning. I don't want Charlotte Flair to win, but similar to the Royal Rumble, I'm just picking her off of logic. And I would have said Tiffany Stratton was gonna win. However, from the inside here, as I'm looking at it from the inside, this feud has sucked, and Charlotte Flair has totally fucked this up. I'm not gonna lie. A few weeks ago on a podcast, I did say Charlotte Flair was growing on me a little bit around Royal Rumble time. Yeah, she totally found a way to fuck that up. I do not like this woman. She has gone back to bottom of the barrel for me. Just the way she's treated this storyline and the way she's treated Tiffany Stratton. I don't like the whole going off script thing. I don't like that every time they've had a segment, it's just been either has been Charlotte Flair standing tall over her, or if it's a verbal segment, it's been Charlotte Flair going off script to try and make Tiffany Stratton look horrible. I don't like that. It's unprofessional, it's not cool, and it's just very insecure. But I'm sure Charlotte Flair will be there backstage at WrestleMania politicking for why she does not want to lose to Tiffany Stratton. And that might be my deciding factor there is that, again, I don't want her to win. But I feel like with all this bad blood that's apparently happening actually behind the scenes, I don't see Charlotte Flair willingly wanting to put Tiffany Stratton over. So I think Charlotte Flair, unfortunately, is leaving WrestleMania with the WWE Women's Championship.
I'm in the same boat with you. Not pick wise, I'm definitely picking Tiffany Stratton because fuck Charlotte Flair. But yeah. I mean, I'm still in the same boat as you. I've never really liked Charlotte Flair. I still don't like Charlotte Flair. This is definitely gonna be like going into WrestleMania. This is my least favorite match on the entire card, just because I can't really like. It's not that like I don't like Tiffany Stratton. It's just I don't like her on like just this level. I'd say, just because, I already don't like Charlotte Flair. I'm not too interested in Tiffany Stratton at the moment. I just have no real interest or care for this match. If I had to give a true answer, I don't give a fuck who wins this match.
Right.
But I'm going with Tiffany Stratton just for the case of having to pick somebody, and that pick is just whoever is not Charlotte Flair in the match.
Right. Main event of night one, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins triple threat match. This might be wild, I'm wearing a CM Punk shirt, but I'm going with a dark horse here. I think Seth Rollins is winning. That's my pick. I think that whatever drama there is with Paul Heyman and CM Punk and Roman Reigns might be the catalyst of how Seth Rollins wins. If you know what I'm saying, I feel like whatever's going to happen between the three of them could be the reason that Seth Rollins is able to pull out the win. I'm probably wrong, because I'm sure CM Punk and Roman Reigns both don't want to lose, and I'm sure Seth Rollins is really in that match to be the guy that takes the pin. But I'm just gonna put my confidence in it and say, you know what? It's long overdue that Seth Rollins gets a win that isn't just to service the story. This man should, all intensive purposes, when we look at this, when we look at him and Punk, Seth Rollins was the guy that never left. He never talked bad about the company. He's been a company guy. When we look at him and Roman Reigns, he's never taken a day off. He's never gone part-time. He's always been there. So, to me, I just look at it as, out of all three of these guys, Seth Rollins deserves this win the most just because of the fact that he's always been there and he's never had any issue with leaving or only showing up every once in a while. He's been there. So I think he deserves to close out night one of WrestleMania, beating his two biggest ops and having a good celebratory moment. So I'm going Seth Rollins.
I'm going with CM Punk. I'm very much so behind him and his whole storyline, especially regarding him finally being able to main event WrestleMania. I think if not that's just the dream of like pretty much any superstar, or should really be the dream of any superstar, is to main event WrestleMania. So him finally, after all this time, getting to do that, I think is very great for him, and especially if he wins that match against two of like the biggest guys in the company, or two of some of the biggest guys in the company at least, I think it would be amazing. I can definitely get where you're coming from with the Seth Rollins dark horse pick. I think it makes a lot of sense for sure, but I'm always backing CM Punk. I backed him at the Royal Rumble and he lost. I backed him at the Elimination Chamber and he lost. So I don't know if I'm just bad luck for CM Punk, but I'm still going to CM Punk. But if it happens for a third time, I don't. Please help me finish my story, CM Punk. If you don't, I don't think I could really pick you ever again. Because if it's 3 times and you lose every time, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like good luck for either of us. But I'm still going to CM Punk with it.
All right. So there's our picks for night one at least. I have Jey Uso, War Raiders, Naomi, Jacob Fatu, Rey Mysterio, Charlotte Flair, and Seth Rollins. Those are my night one picks. Theo?
I got Jey Uso, New Day, Naomi, Jacob Fatu, El Grande Americano, Tiffany Stratton, and CM Punk.
All right, so there's our night one picks. And again, we are treating it like it's 2 separate events, so that in itself is one thing. So either it's the championship stays here for the night, or it goes home with Theo for a night and it's back on the line the next day. With night 2, and starting with night 2, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. This was a hard one for me. Not between all 3 of them, but really just between Bianca and Io. So I'm picking Io. I don't see Rhea Ripley winning again. She's had the championship twice within a year's span. So I don't think she needs it again. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an asshole or something. But I feel like this feud, this build-up, has actually kind of, I don't want to say ruined. I still love Rhea Ripley. But it has tainted Rhea Ripley for me because I just don't like the way that her character's been handled here, where she lost and then for like a month straight she just complained and cried and forced her way into situations. Because, in reality, like, there's no reason for this woman to actually be in this match. She lost, that it is what it is. But because she, instead of going the proper route and saying, hey, someone give me a chance to earn my spot in this match or da-da-da-da, she, again, for a month just kind of complained and tried to make everyone's life a living hell. And it just made the character kind of annoying to me. So I really don't want her to win. But, I'm going Io Sky. I love Bianca, and I think Bianca could definitely leave with the championship, but I'm just going to go Io Sky. I think the title run is too new for her to just drop it, even though she could. I don't want her to drop it. Io Sky is my pick.
I'm glad you brought up all that stuff with Rhea Ripley, because let me tell you, I don't think I've ever been this pissed off with a storyline going into WrestleMania before in my entire life. I would be telling my coworkers every week just all the new bullshit happening with Rhea Ripley going into this match. And everything you've said is completely true. It's fucking been pissing me off that Rhea Ripley can just kind of cry her way into a title match at WrestleMania.
Right.
I think it's
just
complete bullshit.
I think I even saw Shayna Baszler tweet something out saying, like, so wait, if I just made everyone's life miserable, that means I can get a championship match at WrestleMania? And I'm like,
At
Yeah,
least in that
apparently.
case, though, I'd be kind of happy for Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler
Right.
does kind of deserve a push like that.
Right.
Unlike Rhea
Right.
Ripley, who's been at the top of the mountain for like 2 years straight now.
Right.
But my pick for this match is going to be Bianca Belair. I think this is where we are going to see a heel turn from Bianca Belair and just take the title away. I know you said that Io Sky has been champion for just a little bit while now and that you'd want to hang on to it. I love Io Sky. She's one of my favorite women's superstars right now. Kind of has been for the past few years. So if she does keep the title, I'm not complaining. Because I do love me some good Io Sky. And I do think she is deserving of being a good champion. But I can definitely see after all of this like anger and frustration around this whole Rhea Ripley situation that we've both kind of explained right now, that it'll just push her over her tipping point, especially with like the crowd having like been booing her recently, more so, which I know has been pretty controversial. I think this is definitely the time to strike the iron while it's hot and just tip her over to get her into that heel area.
Yeah.
I think heel Bianca Belair would be sick as hell, especially if she's walking around as the champion. I think it'd be sick. I'd love to see it.
Yep.
My pick's Bianca.
Yeah, like I said, I was definitely kind of struggling with who I was gonna pick here. So, like you said, if Io wins, you're not gonna be mad about it. If Bianca wins, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'll be really excited.
As long
Bianca.
as Rhea doesn't win, we're winning.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Have you ever seen that clip of I forgot who it was, but someone's going for a pin and Triple H slides in the ring and kiboshes the referee?
I think so. Yes.
I keep seeing that for certain situations, and it like people will caption it like for this instance, people are like Ripley with the riptide on Bianca, and that's just the clip of like someone like they're saying like this is gonna be me at WrestleMania. It's Triple H stopping the referee from getting the pin.
There have been a lot of those situations over the years, though. I feel like it's
Yeah.
usually Mr. McMahon, if anybody. They'll just like.
I
stop
saw
and
another
count or
one.
some shit like that.
I saw another one that was the same idea, but it was El Grande Americano with the German suplex. It's the same thing.
Right.
All right, so Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. I think this has the potential to be the match of the weekend.
Absolutely. I'm so excited
well,
for this match.
At least match of WrestleMania, because we know Stand and Deliver, they like to fucking go crazy sometimes.
That's
so
true.
I'll at least
That's
say
very
match of WrestleMania between night one and night two. It's like an underdog pick of like, I don't think people are really paying attention to the fact that it could be, but this definitely has all potential to be match of WrestleMania, if not totally
Yes.
just match of the whole weekend. Braun Breaker defending the IC title against Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Penta.
Cero miedo.
Yeah. So I think before I get into my actual prediction, I think this might be the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day. I think Dom and Finn, they've already been at each other's throats for a few months now. They've been at odds. So I think this might be the beginning of the end for Judgment Day, where one of them accidentally screws the other one out of the pin or something like that, and either it's the beginning of it or they just fully are just gonna pull the trigger on a breakup at WrestleMania, at least between the two. I'm sure Carlito might get involved somehow. I'm sure maybe Liv and Raquel might get involved, even though they have a match on the same card. If their match is beforehand, then yeah, they might get involved as well. Maybe even JD McDonough makes an appearance or something. But yeah, I truly think this might be the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day. But with that said, this might be a crazy pick, but I am going to say Penta is walking out with the IC title.
Ooh.
That's going to be my dark horse pick. I think whatever happens with Dom and Finn might be a bit of a distraction, and either Penta takes advantage of it and wins, or probably more likely Braun Breaker takes advantage of it and spears somebody out of their boots and retains the title. But I just think they've been building Penta up for a few months now. He's one of the hottest stars in WWE, especially one of the hottest. He is the hottest new star for sure. People love him, and I think it'd be a really cool way to kind of cap off his entrance into WWE by him winning the IC title at WrestleMania, but also another great way to really cement him and give him a WrestleMania moment as well in his first year. So yeah, I'm going Penta winning the IC title. He could lose it the next night on Raw. I don't care, but him winning it would be incredible.
No, don't Zack Ryder him. I don't need him to get Zack Rydered like that, man. I would like to see him actually hold the title for a little while at least. This is kind of crazy because I feel like this is the first time there's been a fatal four-way match in which anybody can win this match, and I'd be happy about it. Like,
Yes,
there's really no real loser here. Everybody in this match is incredible, incredibly talented. Um, you've brought up earlier that there could be a way that, or there more than likely will be a way that Judgment Day shit will happen, and where Finn and or Dominic Mysterio will screw the other one out of a pin or something like that. I think that is precisely what's going to happen in favor of Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic Mysterio is leaving here Intercontinental Champion. I would love to see that happen. I think he's been definitely one of the best healers for the past few years or so. I think he just keeps getting better and better and better. I think he's been getting a lot of respect, like backstage and whatnot. And I would love to see this kid finally pick up an actual title on the main card, because the only thing he's really had was like the North American Championship like twice, I think. So if he walks out here Intercontinental Champion, I'm very happy. Again, if anybody walks out here Intercontinental Champion, I'm happy because I like all 4 of these guys. But I need to see Dominic Mysterio finally get his time as a champion on the main roster.
For sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it. People are going to think, I'm laughing at myself, because people are going to think that maybe I'm like purposely throwing this so you can win or something, because I'm like, normally I'm the one that's giving the insight to how this is going to happen, and I still kind of am. But in this match, I'm just like, I like Penta. He's going to win. And you're like,
I like apples and bananas.
Yeah, and you're like, I think Finn is going to hit the coup de grace, and then Liv is going to come out.
That's exactly what I
him,
think is
And
going to happen.
Dom's going to throw him out of the ring, and Dom's going to get the pin. You're giving the logical insight. People are going to think I'm like purposely throwing this so you can win.
Dude,
which I'm not.
I'm
just having fun with it.
If you say this and that doesn't actually happen, I think that'd be even funnier.
Yeah, it would be. But I'm not. Let me tell you, I'm not purposely throwing this. I'm just having fun with what I would love to see come out of a WrestleMania weekend. So I'm choosing Penta, even if logically Theo's booking makes way more sense, and it's probably something.
I'm trying to finish my story.
Yeah. And you're the way you said it is probably something that I would also say. So it's not too far fetched. Next up, Sin City Street Fight, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I love Drew McIntyre, but I will say this match I'm not super excited for. This is kind of a filler match. Drew McIntyre, I think we both agree, definitely deserved to have a bigger moment, a bigger match on WrestleMania. This man pretty much carried WWE for the past couple months when it comes to storyline and character work. So, I mean, at least I'm glad he has a match at WrestleMania, but I would have loved to see him in a bigger match instead of just kind of this random match. But I will say making it a street fight does make it more interesting. It does make it bigger. So I'm not too excited to see it, but I'm still am kind of excited to see it, if that makes sense. But I'm going Drew. Drew's my guy.
Yeah.
I think we both have said this is the year for him to win a world championship as well. Especially if Jey Uso
I've
wins.
been saying that for years.
Yeah. But especially if Jey Uso wins, they can call back to that storyline, and Drew can be a spoiler for him. So, yeah, I think I'm going Drew McIntyre. It's my guy. I think he's walking out WrestleMania with the winner of the Sin City Street Fight.
Yeah, I'm also picking Drew. I mean, Drew has been one of my top guys for sure for the past few years now. Again, incredible character work, incredible work with the whole World Championship scene and everything like that. I would love to see them call back to that and hopefully actually get him a proper World Championship run here in WWE. I think he definitely deserves it. He's been putting in a lot of hard work.
A lot of people, really sleep on the fact that this man pretty much almost single-handedly carried WWE through 2 years of a pandemic.
He did.
And was WWE champion and never really got a moment with the title in front of a crowd other than like that one WrestleMania that they brought the crowds back. But he wasn't champion. I think Lashley was champion, and then he still lost. So he never really got like his full
moment.
His moment. So he definitely needs. And you could say last year technically he won the world title, and that was his moment, but he got ruined. So it's like, no, I think
I need a legitimate one, like feud, like run with feuds and matches and stuff like that. That's what I need for Drew McIntyre and for me too. For sure, I also want it
for sure. So yeah, I think we're both going Drew McIntyre in that match. The next match we can't really give a prediction because we don't know who's in it. Randy Orton versus ? This is interesting. So again, this is going to be something that me and Theo agreed. We're just going to have to go off the cuff when the music hits. Whoever it is, we make our predictions there, and we'll probably tweet it out. Or if you're watching, again, I didn't put it over yet. We're looking to go live on TikTok to do a watch along. on my TikTok. So check out OTS Bridger on TikTok if you want to come hang out with us and watch WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, and probably stand and deliver with us. Come do that. So if you want to see our reaction to whoever this is going to be and to see our prediction of who's going to win, definitely come hang out on the TikTok live stream for the watch along. But yeah, we can't really give a who's going to win because we don't know who's in this match. So yeah, we're just going to do that off the cuff the moment we find out who it is. But not counting, we're still going to count the winner for the championship, but just for fun, not counting this in the predictions thing. Who do we think the question mark is? I already have an idea of who I would like it to be. I am going to say Aleister Black. They have been teasing it. They have been showing these vignettes the past month. They've been showing these smoky, foggy, creepy vignettes. So clearly he's on his way. And clearly he's on his way to SmackDown, which would be great. And it's going to be great if he debuts on SmackDown maybe after WrestleMania or something like that. But I think how cool of a moment would it be if his return to WWE is at WrestleMania? This is going to be similar to a Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins thing. I just think it would be really, really cool if Randy Orton comes out, makes his entrance, and he's like, all right, somebody come out here so I can beat your ass. And then all the lights go down and you see a bunch of candles and stuff like that. I think, I think that would be really badass. So again, this is not included in the championship. It's just for fun. I'm going to say Aleister Black is going to be his opponent at WrestleMania.
I think that's a very great pick. I would definitely be super hyped to see him come back. Originally, that was also going to be my pick, but I think after last night, I kind of just want it to be Nick Aldis. I think that would just be really, really cool to see, because we never really see general managers get into wrestling matches and stuff like that, and he is a pretty good superstar already. So if it does turn out to be Randy versus Nick Aldis, I wouldn't be mad about that. I think that'd be a great match for sure. Wandy Wharton. But yeah, my pick's Nick Aldis.
Okay. Yeah, and it's not far-fetched either. I really would like to see that too. He obviously, that's a guy that, has wrestled outside of WWE for years in TNA, NWA, and all that stuff. And I love that he's in WWE, but he never got, a match in WWE similar to Adam Pearce. So, if the music, we probably really won't know the music when it hits, but more so when the Trons pop up and it says Nick Aldis on it, I won't be mad about it. I'd be super excited. So either way, Aleister Black or Nick Aldis, I think is going to be really, really good. But like I said though, we don't know yet. We're going to have to go off the cuff the moment we find out who that person is on who we think is winning. So moving on though, we have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I think this match is going to be very good. AJ Styles is obviously my number one guy. It's my favorite guy. I don't really care too much about Logan Paul. So I'm going AJ Styles. It's pretty simple. I'm going AJ Styles.
I might change my pick here. I might do it. Originally, I was going to go with AJ Styles just because I don't like Logan Paul. But I feel like there's going to be some fuck shit that happens. I feel like there's going to be some fuck shit. And Logan Paul is going to be able to win off that fuck shit. So I'm going with Logan Paul. I don't like it. I don't want it to happen. But I feel like it's going to happen. I feel it. There's something in there. It's rattling
I feel
around.
it too. Yeah. I pick AJ as a personal preference, but logically I feel like Logan Paul is probably also winning. As well as you got to think AJ has had some sort of a kind of storyline with Karrion Kross the past few weeks. So maybe Karrion Kross is involved somehow. And like you said, maybe he costs him the title, or not the title, but the match or something like that. Right. So, I also think Logan Paul is probably going to win, but I'm gonna just pick AJ Styles because 9 times out of 10 I'm picking AJ Styles because he's my favorite wrestler. So I could be blatantly wrong, and it could be something that he's totally going to lose, but I'm probably still picking AJ. So, the women's tag team championships are on the line. We found this out last night on SmackDown. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan defending against Bayley and the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria. I think Raquel and Liv are retaining. I think this is probably more obviously this is a way they just needed a way to get Bayley on the card. They weren't going to leave Bayley off the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
As well as Liv, they weren't going to leave Liv and stuff like that off of WrestleMania. But more so Bayley as a challenger. Right. They weren't going to leave her off of WrestleMania. So I don't necessarily see her and Lyra being a tag team. If anything, this is going to be just more kind of fuel for them to run back a rematch for the IC title if one of them
Right.
has a miscommunication or they start arguing and they lose. So, yeah, long story short, I'm going Raquel and Liv retaining the women's tag titles.
Yeah, I'm going with the same route with Liv and Raquel, for pretty much the same reasons. I don't really care for this match too much, to be honest, because it's something that it really just kind of got built up like last night or over the past 2 weeks or
Yeah,
so.
it's just kind of thrown together.
Yeah, it's really more so just to, again, get that fire started for Lyra and Bailey too. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be Liv and Raquel, plain and simple.
As well as it's also, again, this is really just a way to get Bailey on the card, which I'm never mad at. I love Bailey, but like you have a few, you don't have a lot, but you do have a few cemented women's tag teams, and so I feel like it's kind of a disservice to them that they've been doing whatever they can all year with the small amount of time that they get on a Raw or SmackDown to then just be told, well, we have to get Bailey on the card, so you guys are gonna have to sit in catering for WrestleMania.
Right.
So that's a little upsetting for other tag teams that are in there. But yeah, and the main event
That's
though.
also how I feel for the entire SmackDown tag team division, because
Yes.
they've been working their ass off to bring us quality tag team matches each and every single week. There's like 5 or 6 banger fucking teams in that division,
Yes.
and none of them are going to be on either WrestleMania night card, and that is complete horseshit.
Oh, I could pop off because I love
Popping
New Day.
off right now. I'm pissed
I
off.
love
about
New
it.
Day.
It's so
I love
shit.
War Raiders. But I think I told you the only reason that it makes sense for the Raw tag titles to be on Mania instead is if Big E shows up and gets involved.
Right.
Other than that, the Raw tag division has not been built up at all. It's actually been pretty bad. The SmackDown tag division has been cooking, bro. Fire.
Yes.
Like you said, fire matches every week.
Yes.
As well as the Motor City Machine Guns are my favorite tag team of all time. And their first year, I never thought they'd be in WWE. Nobody thought they'd ever finally make it to WWE. Their first goddamn year in WWE, they are not on a WrestleMania. I could have almost guaranteed you a few months ago that, oh yeah, Triple H is going to make sure that they're on WrestleMania because it's their first WrestleMania and they deserve it. This man puts them on the SmackDown before against the Street Profits, and it pisses me off. So I could go for hours about that, but I'm very upset that my favorite tag team will not be on WrestleMania this year. It's pretty upsetting.
It's horseshit.
But like you said, and just in general, like they all deserve that kind of more than the Raw division. Like Motor City's been cooking, DIY's been cooking, the Street Profits have been cooking, even like Angel and
Berto
Garza
have been cooking.
doing stuff, right? So I'm like, man, the fact that, and I've seen it all over X too. The fact that there's not a multi-tag team ladder match on this show between Motor City, Street Profits, DIY.
It would have been the match of the WrestleMania.
Legato.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It would have been incredible. So it should.
It would have
definitely
killed the
should
show.
happen.
That's the only reason why it's not on the show, because
Right.
it would have killed every single other match on the card.
I did see a few people saying that maybe on the Friday before DIY gets involved and they make a match for WrestleMania between the 3 teams. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just set in stone. But if it does happen, I will be mad. That would be awesome. But I think these cards are set in stone, and I don't think anything is kind of changing up. So,
Right.
But our main event, to close it out, the big match, the match of the weekend, the match everybody's excited to see. To me, I don't think people realize that this is really on par with Rock Hogan or Rock
is.
Cena.
It
This is
definitely
the
is.
same
Yep.
level. This is a guy that was the top guy that is now coming in to face the current top guy, similar to how Hogan and Rock did it, similar to how Cena and Rock did it. It's the same thing, and I don't think people are really putting the effort to think about that, but it is. Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against John Cena. I'm securing my pick. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going John Cena. That's my pick. I think we're on this last run. This man is going after the 17. I think it has to happen. Cody Rhodes has still got years left that he can do whatever he's going to do, and he can win that championship. He can go win the World Heavyweight Championship, things like that. We only got a short amount of time with John Cena, and I think the story is there for John Cena to win again. John Cena is paired with The Rock. John Cena has sold his soul to The Rock. John Cena has, done this so that he can win the championship. So if he walks into WrestleMania and then loses, it's pretty stupid, because then where do you go from there? When he also still has dates afterwards, like he's still going to be in WWE for the rest of the year. He's going to be on Backlash and things like that. If he were to lose to Cody and then he just shows up at Backlash, what's next? So I think John Cena has to win. I think it's the plan. Especially, again, he's got Rock in his corner. I'm sure Rock is going to be there. He's going to make an appearance. He's going to get involved in the match somehow to help John Cena or whatever. But I think the closing shot of WrestleMania 41 this year is going to be John Cena and The Rock in the ring with John Cena holding that championship up.
I think you are focusing too much on John Cena and not focusing enough on Cody Rhodes in this. My pick is Cody Rhodes. And I think it is mainly because name me another motherfucker in the past 2 years with this much plot armor surrounding him than Cody Rhodes. They don't exist. He is Mr. Plot Armor for sure. Do you want to mention something? Mm-hmm.
My only thing, he has to lose the championship at some point. He's not
going
to be champion forever.
I know he does. But
he might have plot armor, but at some point he has to lose it.
I don't think it realistically can be against John Cena, though, because I'm also looking at John Cena's past track record, especially in the past few years. Like, the two biggest matches I can think of John Cena that's had in the past few years is him against Austin Theory, which he lost, and then him against Solo Sikoa, which he lost. What was Cody Rhodes' last biggest WrestleMania match? It was him against Roman Reigns. And who did Roman Reigns bring out? He brought out The Rock, he brought out Solo Sikoa, he brought out Jimmy Uso, he brought out all these guys, and none of them could still stop Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes here is a fucking tank and a machine, and I think he's walking out of here with the fucking championship still. I don't think John Cena has the strength. I don't know if he has enough he would need like at least 6 different sort of cheat tactics to really possibly even get over Cody Rhodes here. I think Cody Rhodes has cheat armor. He has plot armor. I think as much as I love John Cena, as much as John Cena is the GOAT, I think Cody's still even your champion, man. I don't really see how John Cena can realistically, especially after the past few years of what he's displayed, pull one over and actually beat Cody Rhodes in a one-on-one match.
I totally disagree with you. This is going to be the biggest argument we've ever had here because if we look at it, last year, Cody Rhodes had the Avengers come through. Who were some of the Avengers? Jey Uso, who is not going to be giving a fuck about Cody Rhodes. He's going to be celebrating his title win from the night before, so he's not going to get involved. John Cena, who is now his enemy. Seth Rollins, who, again, is not going to give a fuck about what's happening with Cody Rhodes. He's going to be focused on either he won or he lost against the other guys the night before. And The Undertaker. Sure, you could have The Undertaker show up. But here's the difference is Cena lost, but the story is Cena lost. He didn't have Rock in his corner. That's the idea, is that Cena lost. That's why he sold his soul. Every time he's come back, he's lost. He lost the Rumble. He's been losing. He realized, I have to do what I have to do. I have to sell my soul to The Rock because that's how I'm going to win. Now, also, you go, okay, yeah, Undertaker could show up and chokeslam The Rock or whatever. You don't think this motherfucker is already knowing this? The Rock ain't going to let this shit happen again, son. The lights are going to go out. Rock's going to be like, bah, gotcha. See ya, motherfucker. He ain't going to be like, oh, no, it's him again. All right, chokeslam me. Rock is, from a character standpoint, Rock is supposed to be the mastermind, the manipulator. You ain't think character-wise, The Rock is sitting there on his computer going, okay, chances are Undertaker might show up to chokeslam my ass again, so I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, in reality, I agree with you. There's plot armor, and Cody is the guy. But I think, A, the story is just there that the mastermind of The Rock is going to be able to get this championship for Cena, and that's why Cena sold his soul. Because if not, then to me, the John Cena retirement tour is just dead. Because what else? Now, if you're going to do this and Cena loses, then you're just going to be like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go back to being who I was and I'll just wrestle Randy Orton. Like, it doesn't make sense. To me, it makes more sense for him to be the bad guy and win. And here's the thing. You can always, this is not really going to affect Cody. Cody is fine. Cody is Cody. Cody is the new John Cena. He's going to be the guy. If he loses the championship, it's only going to make it a bigger deal that he's going to be chasing this championship for SummerSlam, and he wins it back at a SummerSlam. It's going to make him a bigger deal. I think overall, it's John Cena's. I don't see, if I'm being real, bro, I do not see an option, an idea, a possibility where Cody Rhodes walks out of WrestleMania still champion. I think the story is there for John Cena to win, and the fact is that he's going to win his 17th championship. He's going to break the record, but he had to sell his soul to The Rock to do it. And he had to turn his back on all of us. He had to be a person that he's not, and that's what happens. And then as he loses it at SummerSlam or whatever, then he goes, okay, I messed up. Yes, I won, but I shouldn't have done it this way. I should have done it the right way. So for the rest of my time from August to December, let me make it up to the fans by loving them again and putting the Fruity Pebble colors on and facing Randy Orton and da-da-da-da-da. I think the story is that John Cena walks out with a championship.
I'm going to keep my pick with Cody Rhodes, but I do want to bring up if Cody Rhodes loses at WrestleMania and John Cena becomes champion and Cody Rhodes beats John Cena again for the title, I think I might get pissed at that. As much as I want to support Cody in this match, if the person that beats John Cena for the championship again is Cody Rhodes and we're just back to Cody Rhodes being champion, I don't know if I like that a lot. Okay. I would really like to kind of see a different WWE champion every now and again.
Sure.
Which
I think is still fine because like I'm just saying it from a story perspective. But even if John Cena wins and Cody's not the guy to get it back, say Gunther beats John Cena and he becomes WWE champion, that's fine because it's like even when John Cena was the guy, there was a while where he was champion, but there were times where he wasn't champion and he was still fine. He was still John Cena. He was still the top guy. I actually just said this to myself the other night. There was times where John Cena was the damn U.S. champion, and he was having matches in the middle of Raw, but he was still in the middle of all those posters. Cody's the same way. He's already a made man. He's already going to be the top guy until he retires.
Not
he
the
is.
Mafia.
So he's already the top guy. So no matter if he's champion or he's going after a U.S. title or he's teaming with Jey Uso to go after the tag titles, he's still going to be front and center in the middle of the poster, you know? So that's my thing with that is like he's already made, so even if he's not champion, even if he loses it and he doesn't get it back, he's okay. He can go do something else. There's still story options for Cody to win another championship or to feud with somebody he hadn't feud with, things like that. But I generally, dude, I just think, and I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to change you.
I get it.
I'm just giving my argument of like I don't see
I get it.
Cody Rhodes leaving with that championship. I think the bigger story is bad guy John Cena doing it, but to be able to do it, he had to sell his soul, and that's something he's never had to do. Like it's something he said he would never do. He would never be the bad guy, but he had to do it, and it got him the championship. But I'm sure, and we're just rambling, but I'm sure if he does win the championship, his like change of heart when he loses it or whatever is going to be probably throughout the time. Is that sure? I got the championship. I got the you know all this great stuff, but Rock treats him like shit throughout it. You know what I'm saying? Like Rock is gonna kind of be an abusive boss to Cena and being like, you need to do this. You're not doing this enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Cena's gonna go, this wasn't worth it. Like, yes, I won, but turning my back on these people for this asshole to basically abuse me for 6 months was not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, and hell, who knows? Maybe one of his last matches will be against The Rock. That'd be pretty wild.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
So
another thing I do want to bring up is this will be my final point on pretty much this whole WrestleMania WWE Championship matter.
Yeah.
I would love to see, again, a time where this WWE Championship can change hands outside of WrestleMania. I think it needs to fucking happen. I'm sick and tired of this title only really possibly changing hands at WrestleMania. And I know Cody's had like a lot of matches for this title over a lot of the past PLEs, over the past year pretty much. But there have been a good number of matches where I went into it and I'm like, I know Cody Rhodes is going to win because there's just this whole like stigma and energy around this title now that it can only be changed hands at WrestleMania. I don't really care for that. I like the idea that there's actual threats happening at other PLEs. It makes more threats at other PLEs now to where, okay, now there's a legitimate chance that this guy can lose the championship. I don't feel like that happens anymore. And I need there to be a title switch at some other PLE, whether that's SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, whenever. Just some other time outside of WrestleMania for this title to change hands, because it's kind of, I mean, like, has this title even changed hands outside of WrestleMania at any point in the past like 5 years or so? Because I truly can't fucking remember.
Roman kind of had the title hostage for like 3 years, so
exactly. That's also kind of.
But yeah, during like the pandemic era, like Drew lost the championship at like a TLC, I think, or something like that, or Elimination. He lost at Elimination Chamber to Miz, and then Miz lost it on a Raw to Bobby Lashley. So like it does happen. It's just not as often. I think more so what you're kind of thinking is just the fact that Roman had it for 3 years and then he lost it at WrestleMania. I think that's what you're focusing on. But it has happened. But still, case in point, if John Cena wins, John Cena's retiring in December. he's going to have to lose that championship, not at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? He's going to
Right.
probably lose that championship at SummerSlam. So, yeah, we're rambling at this point. It's going a little too long,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy the argument. I do enjoy the two sides.
Right.
So, yeah, that's our predictions. We'll just run through, because it's been a while. We'll just run through the whole thing. Night 1, I got Jey Uso, War Raiders, Naomi, Jacob Fatu, Rey Mysterio, Charlotte Flair, Seth Rollins. And Night 2, I have Io Sky, Penta, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, no clue, but I think it's going to be Aleister Black, AJ Styles, Liv and Raquel, and John Cena.
Night 1, I've got Jey Uso, New Day, Naomi, Jacob Fatu, El Grande, Americano, Tiffany Stratton, and CM Punk. And then Night 2, I've got Bianca Belair, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre. I have mystery person selected. I don't think that's going to be my official case. We'll still call it when the match comes, but for right now, I'm going to say mystery person. Logan
Which
Paul,
is your Nick Aldis pick.
my Nick Aldis pick. Logan Paul, Liv and Raquel, and then Cody Rhodes.
Boom. There it is. So, WrestleMania right around the corner. I think I probably am going to upload this on Sunday, maybe Monday, something like that, to really kick off WrestleMania week. Yeah, right around the corner. It's getting exciting. We're excited for everything. We're excited for Stand and Deliver and both nights of WrestleMania. So, yeah, check us out on our social media to stay up to date. OTS Bebop there on X for Mr. Theo. OTS Bridger on everything else for me. Again, check out my TikTok on Saturday and Sunday. We should be live. If you check out my TikTok and you see the little red that says live, then we're live. And we'll be hopefully doing a watch along.
If it says I'm live, that means I'm live.
Yeah. So we'll be hopefully doing a watch along for all 3 events. So come hang out. Come. We want to build this community out, so I think this is a good way to do it, is being live on TikTok with every other wrestling fan that might be scrolling through TikTok just to hang out. Again, if you're by yourself, nobody should have to be by themselves for WrestleMania. It's a celebration. It's a party. So if you are by yourself, come hang out with us on the TikTok, and we'll make you feel like you're in my living room with us. So yeah, check that out. Check out the WNRN, of course. Mm-hmm. They're great. We got a few new shirt designs, especially some we have 2 WrestleMania ones, one based off of WrestleMania 24, one based off of WrestleMania 41. So if you want a t-shirt, make sure to grab those. Yeah, with that said, we'll see y'all for WrestleMania.
Gracias.
Grassy ass.